dance off?
Why dance off? Because I feel like my fans are here and they want to see my personality and who I am. And you can go on YouTube and Google me and see me hit mitts all day. It's all over my Instagram. I want to do something fun where I get to actually interact with my fans.
Do you miss dancing?
Do I miss it? No, I get to dance all the time. I get to dance in my shower. I get to dance in my living room. No, I think it's something fun, and I was really happy I got to bring so many people up there.
Dancing in the shower sounds more dangerous than stepping in the octagon.
That's true. Dancing in the shower, I don't recommend it.
Do you feel kind of like a Sacramento now? I mean, do you feel like this is hometown, this is home base, but I mean, do you feel like the town has accepted you?
I definitely do. I feel like Sacramento has accepted me as their own. It's my home now. Being here for the last 3 years, a part of Team Alpha Male. I've had all my UFC fights out of Team Alpha Male, and I couldn't have done that without Sacramento, so I hope they come out and support and show us lots of love, especially me. We have 4 people on this card, Hector Sandoval, Josh Emmett, Uriah Faber, and myself.
Tell us a little bit about how you got into Team Alpha Male. Uriah mentioned that you came down just to kind of train to see what it was like. What convinced you to stay and to stick with the team?
For me, it was as soon as I walked in, I had gone to a few other gyms and I was just looked past. I was pushed aside. I was put in the kids' classes. I was 18 years old and already a professional, and I wasn't really taken seriously. The moment I walked into Uriah Faber's gym, he was like, "You know what? You're a pro." He's like, "I'm going to turn you into something special," and he took me under his wing. He told me the classes I had to be at if I wanted to be a part of the team. Once it took me like 3 or 4 months to really prove myself, and then he accepted me on Team Alpha Male, and since then he's really been the biggest contributor to my career. He's helped with a lot of my success.
You mentioned a 13, 14-year-old boy started some stuff with you.
Of course he told that story.
Yeah.
So yeah, my first day there, or my first sparring match I ever got into, he was 14, I was 18, so he was basically the same size as me. But no, I wanted to prove myself. I was like, I have to prove I belong here, and me and him just went at it, and I gave him a little bloody nose, and Uriah kept me after that, so he saw a little bit of fight in me.
Tell us about your getting around to Sacramento and becoming part of the community. It's one thing to fight here and travel to a fight and stuff, but how ingrained are you now and integrated into the community?
I'm really integrated in this community. I was here from the time I was 19 to the time I'm 22 now. So it's like those are those vital years where you really grow up and you find yourself as a person. I was a teenager and now I'm 22. And those were the years I spent here in Sacramento and really becoming myself, becoming a really a professional fighter for the UFC. So I feel like I belong here now.
Paige, your thoughts on this is Uriah's last fight and just it being here also, and you're the headliner, but this is a big moment for your whole team, it seems like.
It's a huge moment for my team. I feel like it's extra special because it is Uriah Faber's last fight, and what a way to go out in front of Sacramento, his hometown. He's been here his entire life, and to have 3 other people on the card that he's created. We've all been at his gym for a very long time. Myself, Hector, and Josh, we've really been grown because of Uriah. So it's a perfect time for him to go out to see 3 of his rising stars on his show together.
He views this as like a future hub, and it's become that. How have you seen the gym and your team grow over the past few years?
Our gym and our team has grown immensely over the last 3 years, especially because now we're actually building a new gym. It's going to be 20,000 square feet. It's going to be so nice. I've been here this whole time, and we've never had a cage, so now we're going to have 2. So it's really exciting, and I'm happy that I was able to be a part of the whole process.
How likely is it that your next thing outside of fighting is professional wrestling? You talked a little bit about it with Kevin, and you said they had an offer for you in August, but could we see you doing that before your next fight? Is that
Who knows? It seems like I get asked that a lot, so it seems like the people want me to do it sometime, and I would love to. It's an amazing organization. Of course, I take the challenge that's in front of me as the most important, so I'm going to go win this fight, and then after this, I'll decide what I'm doing from there, where I'm going, and if other opportunities arise, I'll go for those.
And how seriously, when you talked about fighting Ronda Rousey at 125. Was that something you were responding to?
Oh, yeah. Of course. No, it's TMZ. They came up to me and they asked for a matchup, and it's like, how many times am I going to get matched or asked that question before people realize we're in far different weight classes? So I tell people I want to fight her, and all of a sudden it's like the news of the year. So, I have nothing but love for Ronda. I really do. I really respect her for all that she's done, and I hope she has a successful return. And I'm also in the business. I'll fight anybody for the right amount of money.
What do you make of the UFC's decision to do a 145 division before 125?
I questioned that as well. I feel like if they were making a 145, they should build it around Chris Cyborg. She really deserves it. if they're not going to build it around Chris, then I think they should have opened up the 125 division, because there's a lot of us that really should go up, and we see a lot of girls that are missing weight at 115 because they can't make that cut. It's a huge cut for a lot of us, and I feel like I would go up to 125 if the division opened up. I don't walk at 135 pounds, so I'd be way too small for 135, and there's a lot of us that would meet in that weight class. There's a lot of very successful 125ers that should come to the UFC, so it seems like the UFC is very strategic with their plans, and they probably know what they're doing.
Let's talk about the actual fight on Saturday. I mean, where do you see that fight going?
This is a great fight. I see it's going to be a war. I definitely don't think it's going to go all 5 rounds. I'm really excited about this matchup, especially coming from my last victory. This is definitely the big step for me. It's the right step, and I'm really happy I get to do it right here in Sacramento.
Do you think you favored, maybe on the ground? You stand up?
Gonna have to find out.
You've been working on some things?
Of course. I work on everything. I think that's my biggest strength as a fighter right now is I'm constantly evolving. I am young in the sport. It's been said multiple times, and I'm constantly evolving. People haven't seen the best of me yet.
At what point would you like to avenge your loss to Rose?
We'll see. I have so many positive opportunities in front of me right now. Eventually, I'm sure we'll fight again, but that's not something that is even on my mind right now. I have a lot of great things in front of me, and I'm going to focus on those.
Obviously, the last year, your brand has built, outside the cage, everything. But you're working on a win, an impressive win. Now you got this fight. How important is it for you to build your momentum, kind of here, and get some wins going and build on what you did in the last fight?
Yeah, I feel like I always have a momentum behind my back. I always have those fans that support me no matter what. They have love for me no matter what. So I'm going to go out there and get another win, and that's as far as I look towards the future.
You kind of talked about Uriah earlier already, but what is it going to be like for you guys to see him? You and everybody else that trains there, to kind of see him fight for the last time and kind of have that moment of kind of the emotion that's going to happen Saturday.
Yeah, it seems weird. Funny story, when I walked into his gym, I had no idea who he was. I just knew it was a very successful team. So, for me, it's more, he's been such a huge contributor to my career. I know that once he's retired, I am going to see him even more, and that's special for me because he really is going to help me become a better and better fighter. So, it might be sad for all of you to see him fight his last fight, but it's great for me because I'm going to get a little bit more of that knowledge myself.